Could
All right.
take one thing away.
Good day, beer planners. We're back today for another episode of the Beer Plans Podcast.
Hey!
So look, I know we normally have some intro music for y'all, but we tired of that beef shit and that's dominating it. So we just gonna raw dog this shit. So all of our
And not pull out. We
What?
staying in.
What does pull out mean?
We committed.
Always.
We committed.
Duh.
Good luck with that. Depending on what state you in, you might have a problem. Just saying.
That's true.
Just
I
saying.
got a point.
All right.
Different time.
You ain't wrong when you're right.
So speaking of all of the shenanigans, listen, we have a rapid fire, another episode of the rapid fire shit, right?
Oh, I love this.
All right, so let's re-explain the rules, mostly for me and Flash.
Yo, facts though.
So
really
we
facts.
got 4 topics for y'all that we think is important, that we think y'all gonna love. It's gonna be 15 minutes each.
Can we?
The person who brought the topic to the table will do the intro,
Mm-hmm.
and then from there we'll get some thoughts, we'll get some laughs, we might get some insightful shit. But look, whatever y'all get, we know y'all fuck with it.
Can we give shout out to Melodies for this format? 'Cause
Hey,
she-
Yes.
you know what
shout out
I'm
to
saying?
Melodies
Yes.
for this one.
Hey!
If I wasn't already double fisting drinks paused, then I would take
No
another
Diddy.
shot. No Diddy. But all right.
No Diddy, no doubt.
No Diddy, no Dre.
All right. So without further ado, let's
Son of a
hop
bitch.
right into the shenanigans.
All right.
The first shenanigans, we gonna flip it up on y'all. We gonna mess up y'all head tops. We not, you know, that is, but it's not a reference to Drake.
Ooh,
But
yeah.
it,
Favorite type of porn, apparently.
wow.
Okay, all right.
That's what he said.
All right.
That's what the guy said. That's what the guy said. What do you want me to do?
I don't even know what you're referencing right now, sir.
Oh, it's interview. He said his favorite porn is top porn.
Who's porn? Baby?
So okay,
Wait, what?
what?
It got me.
Starting
I'm
off, we're never getting advertisers.
I'm sorry.
He's talking about the boy.
The
Yeah.
boy.
I know I'm
Boy.
gonna just drop their sponsorship like no.
Boy Wonder.
Doing,
No.
I
doing
do this
the,
every single
doing
time.
the Her Loss promotional tour.
Toronto, I got you.
Apparently, Howard Stern asked him
I got them.
what his favorite type of porn was, and he said top porn. I never understand
What
that.
the fuck is top porn?
I don't even know.
You get
Like head?
Yeah, you get head. I don't understand that because I can't stand that part of a porn, but whatever. By the way, shout out to Party Next Door. Do you know what the cover of his album is?
Oh, yeah, I seen that.
Yo,
That's crazy.
it's a chick bent over, yo.
It's basically, it's
I did
basically
see
it's
that.
a picture
Yeah.
of a chick getting back shots. Basically.
I'm
You're about
like-
to get 'em.
Album is fire, by the way.
Give
Is it
them.
really? I never liked him.
Listen,
Motherfucker.
If you enjoy good toxic music like me, if you are a fan of, I don't know, The Weeknd,
Or
Brent
Division.
Fires, Division, like,
Oh yeah, yep.
please check out this Party Next Door album. We are not paid by OVO, as Flash can contend with you. He will check his bank account.
OVO's top op over here.
Some of y'all is not.
OVO's
Some of y'all
top.
not paid by
We
OVO.
can't speak for DJ Vlog.
Yeah, some of y'all not paid by OVO.
But yeah, that aside, let's hop right into it. The first topic on deck is this TikTok thing. And Flash, go ahead and intro this. Give us a 2-minute synopsis of what's going on with why TikTok may or may not be banned in the United States.
All right, so disclaimer: I'm gonna try to speak back, so I'm not yelling in your ear. I'm working on my voice range because I be getting pissed. My voice goes. I know. So that being said, I'm gonna lean back.
Therapy or something.
So I get it. You know what I mean? But that being said, 2 things. I'm still voting for Joe Biden those next election 2024. I'm all for him, and I'm all for supporting him because we gotta do what we gotta do. But that being said, you mean to tell me this government that we got, out of all the fucking problems we got, the one thing y'all niggas can agree on is banning TikTok? Get the fuck out of here, bro.
Yes.
We got homelessness, medical problems, fucking street problems. Our bridge got crashed into, but the one thing y'all motherfuckers agree on is TikTok. Fuck out of here, bro. Like, I ain't got, like, and this is bipartisan. This ain't even on those Republican, Democrat type stuff. I find it fucking irritating.
Yeah.
Really, really irritating that y'all willing to let the government get shut down. Y'all can't agree, so we can't get our checks. But the one thing y'all niggas can agree on is we want to ban TikTok. Man, y'all need to get the fuck out of here with that.
What's
bro.
their reasoning? It's because they want
It's
hold
a-
back
it's a
by
Chi-
the U.S.
So wait,
money.
it's a Chinese
It has something to do with China.
Yeah.
owned app, but like they told them, like if you sell all your shares to America or majority shares to America, you can keep it up.
I'm gonna give you one better. Their logic was it's a security risk,
Yeah, that's what.
and which
Which
comes
it
to
could
me
be.
saying, no, fuck out of here, because if it's a security risk, why are you trying to buy it? If it's really a security risk, do away with it. But not for nothing. Last election, y'all had
Because if
issues
they
with.
bought it, then they would be able to control it.
No, that's bullshit. Not to you. I'm saying to people that are saying that shit, because my thing is, between Instagram and Facebook, we had more election interference in a little bit. Y'all ain't fixed that. So why y'all trying to fix TikTok? And what it comes down to, in my mind, is two things. It's a $1 billion industry. Y'all want that bread. Y'all want to be able to communicate what's going on between the worlds. Because y'all know TikTok is the one thing that goes between countries. Because Instagram is American. Facebook is American. TikTok's not. So when something happens, y'all do some shit y'all not supposed to, if y'all could control TikTok, y'all could say, oh, look, we're going to shut this down, allow this to go, shut this down, allow that to go. But y'all don't own TikTok, so y'all can't do that shit now. So to me, that's what it seems more like. Y'all haven't even mentioned what the fucking security risk is, bro. Like, y'all fucking capping, and it's annoying. And the amount of blatancy that y'all doing it with is fucking annoying, bro. Like, again.
And then they rolled it up into 2 other laws, like it was a package.
Yeah, for the A for Ukraine and the A for Gaza.
And
And y'all
Taiwan.
snuck that shit in.
Oh, they didn't
Right.
have Taiwan on there?
Yeah. They snuck that shit in. And I'm like,
Oh,
yo,
China
it's
and
fucking
Taiwan,
annoying,
they can
bro.
be right?
Yeah, China, I think, threatens to invade them. So, Flash, can I say one thing?
What's that?
Welcome. Carry on.
Nah, like, yo, like, and again, Vinny knows I'm always gonna be pro Joe until this election is done. But yo, I'm gonna call real how real goes. And that's why I give Drake fans a problem, but that's beside the point.
No.
But
Let's not
No.
y'all know that I'm a Joe
This
Biden
is the
supporter.
song that,
But again, keeping it 100,
Yeah.
I'm a Joe Biden supporter,
Absolutely.
and I'm a Democratic supporter. But I'm gonna call you up when y'all doing some bullshit.
And it's some bullshit.
And it's some bullshit. It really is.
I
100%.
get you.
Like, I'm not gonna cap on that. Like, yo, the fact y'all gonna vote on this shit, but y'all can't fix other problems first, it show me y'all want some greedy type shit.
And I
that's
was
cap.
already thinking, like, I don't know why I never thought of this before. I guess maybe just come with just growing up and just waking up some. But it's like, you can't sit there and think that all these other countries don't have issues with propaganda and their countries trying to control what propaganda their citizens see. Like, why wouldn't we think America would be trying to do the same thing? Like, I don't know why I never thought of that. Like, just like any other country trying to control the media, I only want their citizens to
That's
see
true.
a certain side of their country.
Russia gets
to
talked
look
about
at.
that all the time.
America do the same thing. We just naming it different.
Facts.
Like,
And can I put my tinfoil hat on real quick?
Okay. Uh-oh.
Please,
So-
let me grab my tinfoil hat. I'm always down for a good conspiracy theory.
hat for hat.
Everybody put the tinfoil hats on, right? So it's interesting to me because a couple of things. Like I told you before, like I urge everybody to go watch this documentary called The Swamp, right?
I gotta finish it. I'm gonna try to get it.
It's number one on my list.
Yeah,
Yes,
I
I see.
started
Watch
it, but I
that
didn't
because the reason that I love this so much is because, again, you get to watch the ops get interviews from their point of view, and one of the things they really talk about is like, yo, even if we want to get these things done, our donors don't. And I got this money I got to raise by the end of this quarter. So if I don't get a raise, I'm suspended. So I have to answer to my donors.
The business of politics.
Facts.
Absolutely.
So that being said, essentially what's being said is, even if I disagree with this, if my donor says I need to, then I'm going to. And what I believe is, personally, and I have no proof backing this up, but this is personally what I believe, when they had that whole hearing, when they basically chastised Facebook and Instagram, like, well, what are you doing? And what is this?
You gotta
What is that?
apologize.
They had they scolded them in public. But then when it was all said and done, they put them behind closed doors. Like, look,
You know, we have
how
to
do we
do
get
that
in
right.
on this shit?
Yeah, we
You
had,
know what I mean?
to
Like,
make it look good for the public.
right, exactly. It's like, yo, how do we get in on this? And what I believe, honestly, is the case is they're like, look, I will give y'all a share in this, but you gotta get rid of them because they dies. So you gotta get rid of TikTok because realistically, Facebook, Instagram, we keep that in us. It's American made. We will all be billionaires if we get rid of them. So I think essentially that's what they did. They were like, all right, cool, bet, say less. So what they did was they were like, look, TikTok, you have this much amount of time to get to an American company, or we're gonna let you go. But saying it's a security risk, to me, that doesn't make any sense because if it's a security risk, why are you trying to buy it? You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, at the end of the day,
But
I
I would
think
think if they're saying it's security risk and they're trying to buy it, I would think that's like, okay, well, it's going to be protected if it's ran by us.
Mm-hmm.
So it's no security risk if it's ran by us.
My question is, did you do that with? Go ahead.
Because here's the problem. I wouldn't really have much of an issue with the quote unquote TikTok ban if they was consistent. Again, call back to the Drake and Kendrick thing, consistency. But if they was
How much you have it? Go ahead.
We never gonna get.
I'm gonna let you have it. Go ahead.
But if they was consistent with like regulating the American own social media platforms,
Yeah.
and then it would when they say, hey, a foreign adversary owning this platform that has such inroads in the American public is a threat, and so if we switch it to having it be owned by an American company or a non-adversary foreign entity would allow us to better regulate it, I would be cool with that.
Why are you trying to regulate it though? That's the problem.
No,
Why are you regulating it?
I'm fine. Sometimes some things need regulation. I do. Think
Social media
there's-
doesn't need regulations on that front. When we talking about different stuff with different countries, it shouldn't be regulation. It should be what's the truth versus what's not the truth.
So what I'm saying is this. I'm not debating that. What I'm saying is this. I think if they were consistent about the regulation they did, whether I agree with it or not, I'd be cool with how they do it. If they showed the quote unquote dangers of this shit
Right.
probably not even going. This shit probably gonna be shadow banned on TikTok, on YouTube, but
Shadow
whatever.
ban.
But,
Facts.
I didn't
if
know.
this-
I'm making some people knocking on my door like, come with us.
Yeah.
It's all good.
if
It's all
it-
good.
if
They're gonna wear owl heads.
If they were six.
I thought there was a government situation. What's going on? Like, nah, I'm feeling-
Drake is the government.
Right. Flash gets rendition. He's like, "Where am I?" He was like, and all he hears is "man's like." But no, if they were consistent about how they regulated social media in general, look, hey, you standing on what you believe the thing should be. But the problem is when you try to leverage the legal system and you know what I'm saying, and our legislature in order to essentially rendition ownership of a company seemingly to be in the ownership of people who are American nationals instead of Chinese nationals. And the reason I say that is because here's the thing. If there was some fuck shit going on with ByteDance, and maybe there is, where's the information?
Right.
Where's the proof?
Exactly.
You
Exactly.
know what I'm saying? But that doesn't seem. And here's the thing: I ain't never registered for TikTok.
Me
I don't
either.
use TikTok,
Me either.
so I'm a neutral party in this. I know. Flash, you use TikTok, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Maybe
absolutely.
I'm
I mean, I look at it.
And here's
Here
a
and there.
and
But there's people who make their livelihoods on it.
and can I say
There's
this?
people that
That's
make that,
facts.
like KB Fave makes his livelihood.
He
Get a
League.
job.
Wow.
Don't say that. No, I ain't going
Yeah,
to.
fuck
They have
that.
jobs.
He has
Oh,
a job.
yeah.
Wait,
You're so anti like
We're off.
influencer.
We're
You're
off
biased.
So, hold on, let me
camera.
say
Wait,
this.
wait.
Don't
We're off camera.
don't
We're off
fucking
camera.
give me that crap.
We're off camera, but like,
Don't give me
okay,
that
but
there's
fucking
value in
crap.
this.
Cut him a boomer.
He does this and makes millions of dollars.
Yeah, exactly. Facts.
Wait, what is that?
So
The
you
black
now
dude-
TikTok, so you wouldn't get that.
Okay.
You wouldn't get that reference.
Oh no! I'm missing out on that joke. Oh my god!
But no,
That's not how-
I think it's about.
How will I
profit.
sleep?
Like because another piece of this that I guess it's a slight part of this is like with the whole TikTok shit. Like so, there was a thing with like a particular record label, UMG Music Group. They just recently renegotiated it, but it was for a good month where they took all the access to music off of TikTok.
Yeah,
so basically,
UMG, yep.
yeah, UMG. So like a lot of your Drake's included amongst others.
Bingo.
But anyway,
Right.
point being, because you know a lot.
I think,
but
Money
we
Long-
noticed
DJ Melodies.
Money Long, yeah, Money Long,
DJ
yeah.
Melodies.
Yeah, but
Bingo.
but point being, right? So obviously we all know that TikTok moves the needle a lot when it comes to music these days. Like in terms of like,
That's true.
you know what I'm saying? So
They
I
get-
think
Which I like.
Songs popping.
yeah, a lot of songs pop initially on TikTok before they blow up everywhere else, right? So I think like I think once this TikTok ban shit started happening, record label was like, oh wait a minute, like, well, we need to renegotiate whatever money they make off of this. I don't know exactly the exact figures, but basically, essentially, they banned their music from TikTok for about a month. It's been like a month or two at the most. And they just recently renegotiated it. I think last week.
They're back. Yeah,
they're back now.
Artists are coming back on TikTok.
Hey, can I say this too though? And like,
it's all money. It's all about. It's just, I even with this shit, I think. I guess they want America to control this shit.
It does feel like the politicians are saying fuck your First Amendment right as far as free speech goes.
And that's my problem though. And like again, this is some bipartisan shit. Like yo, like universally as Congress, y'all are fucking us over, and it feels so infuriating because I'm like, yo, it's not that y'all feel like it's a danger,
and y'all
and like
Gen Z
the
insult,
this
election,
yeah, and like,
ISO on me for a second. All right, I just want to say this for a second. For people who haven't listened to this podcast, the fact that this motherfucker Flash is taking this position is huge. Pause. Because like what he's saying is that like there are scenarios where the people that you elect will go against the interest that you have.
No, 100%. Like I'm not saying that they won't. I'm not saying that because you elect them that they can't fuck you over. My thing is, at the end of the day, when you vote, you gotta place your bets, and then when they fuck up, at least you can hold them accountable. That's a whole nother topic. Right now, I'm gonna fuck all these people because they pissing me off. So that being said, with this TikTok shit, the one thing that I noticed, like with Afghanistan, when they did the pullouts on TikTok, you saw people hanging on the planes, falling off. You saw people trying to get there and try to chase them down, and you saw fucking I don't want to misname the terrorist group, but I'm gonna just say the terrorist group. A terrorist group coming in once they left.
You get the terrorists right.
Just saying, no, because I don't want somebody coming in and be like, no, it wasn't Al Qaeda, it was Taliban, or it was ISIS. So that's why I say I'm not going. Right, that's why I'm like I'm not trying to miss.
I don't think it was ISIS. I think Obama droned the fuck out of them. But I think
I think
it was Taliban or the other motherfuckers.
Right,
Al-Qaeda.
It was some terrorists at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? But it's,
so says George W. Bush. But
But that being said, like in seconds on TikTok, it was there. You saw people hanging on the plane. Yo, please save us. Yo, get us out of here. It wasn't on Facebook. It wasn't on Instagram. It was on TikTok. And you got to see within seconds of every mistake that they made getting pulled off. And to me, personally, I think that's why they want to control it. And the money. Because, again, it's $1 billion business. Which, again, if you really feel it's a threat, why are you trying to buy it if you feel like it's a threat? Because not like the data is there, right? So like we sitting back saying like, yo, TikTok is getting, you consider it's an information breach, then say stop TikTok. You're not saying that. You saying I still want to buy it. So what you're saying is I want you to control it. I want it in my power.
Yes.
Not saying I'm trying to get rid of it. So to me, the fact that you want to buy it tells me everything I need to know. Basically telling me that no, I'm not trying to. It's not a corruption thing. I just want to be the one in charge of fucking everybody over.
Right.
Not that I want to stop you from fucking everybody over.
How dangerous is it if you just want to shift ownership?
Exactly. All
right. So what's the takeaway from all this TikTok ban shit?
My takeaway is like, yo, listen. End of the day, I get what Minnie's saying. Doing your best interest. You know what I mean? Listen and just pay attention to politics, bro, because they give you everything you need to know. So just
playing in our face.
Yeah. So just do. I agree. Do it best for you, but also pay attention to politics and what they do and how they move, because unless we do something about it, they're gonna keep trying to fuck us over. So you gotta be really vigilant on how they move and be willing to do something about it.
All right.
Anybody else got any other takeaways?
Nah, I think that was it.
And that's the bottom line. Flash said
so.
So, our next topic is some school shit. So,
but I don't want to go to school. Oh, sorry, that was a different memory. Sorry.
That's another.
I'm sick tomorrow.
Says over here.
So DJ Melodies, what you got? What do you make of this school shit? What's going on?
So I sent a video to the group of this fight that happened at a school, and where a teacher was involved trying to break it up and was injured. That's how a lot of the fights at school be. Teacher trying to break it up, get hit in the process. You see the old person all on the floor wailing and shit like that. So this kind of is on the back of the Project Baltimore stuff that we've been talking about in the last couple episodes. it's just getting deeper and deeper and deeper.
Pause.
Yes.
No
So
didn't.
now they came out with a list of like all these different high school and middle schools and how many students have been arrested within the school year, and the numbers are crazy. This is all county schools right now, but the numbers are looking crazy. Like you got one school that had 17 arrests
Wow.
for last school year.
Out of how many students though? Like out of what, 300, 400 students?
Yeah, that's a
500?
factor. That
Yeah.
is a factor,
Yeah,
but
I'm
it's still like
That's just the fact that the kids are getting arrested.
yeah, and it's already going to the pipeline that speaks to the pipeline, school, prison pipeline. Like, it's just, that's the next step is arrest. Like, I remember when I was a kid and I got into a school fight, and I was put on probation. I had to do community service. Like, it wasn't
For a fight?
Yes, it wasn't no meet with the parents and try
That's
to figure it
crazy.
out. It was
That is
straight
insane.
probation.
Wow.
You going to the precinct.
I thought you meant the school was like, you know, you got to do this so you won't.
Don't
get
fight again for
suspended.
the next year.
Yeah, or not get suspended. That's insane.
No,
man.
and I only been, and that was the only school fight I've ever had, and it was a white girl. You know,
Oh.
Oh, so you deserve.
so it was a racial
So you,
issue.
so
No,
you
no.
deserved it.
It was, she called me a nigger. It was.
Oh,
it was
That's warranted.
Oh.
That's
Well,
warranted. That's
were
that's
you
that's
like-
a
There
warranted
you
ass
go,
whipping.
man. I'm about to karate chop you in
What
the
were
throat, my
did you
brother.
give? Did you
Umar,
get?
please.
Go
Drake
with
fan. That's the Drake fan for
That's
you.
a Drake fan. That
Drake
half,
fan
that
for
half
you.
white just come in the body.
Did you pick up her wallet or did you take it?
She was the aggressor. I defended myself.
Sure, she was.
But that's my issue with that though, bro. Like, and even now they talking about arresting students. Like, yo, at what point are you going to try to keep these students out of the, like you said, the prison, the pipe, I mean,
School
prison,
pipeline.
yeah, prison school pipe. It's like, yo, like at the end of the day, yo, you fought. Like, yo, give them. That's what suspensions are for. There should be so many steps before you go to arrest. And again, that's why I hate Project Baltimore with a passion, because what they do is they take small issues, magnify them, so it makes it seem like it's a global issue, and it's not really that deep. The same with the Squeegee Boys. That could have been contained by just police officers saying you can't be on this corner, but they make it seem like it's a whole health crisis or a whole global crisis, the crime crisis, and now you got to do something about this now. They do this with everything with schools. Again, the whole thing with the schools and the grades. I get it. Grade changing is a bad thing. But, yo, that could be handled on that level. They make it seem like, yo, they're coming for you. The same thing Fox News does on a global level for white people. Like, they're coming for you. You better do something because they're coming for you. It's like, yo, I get it.
There
It's
is a
unfortunate,
but,
but you can
some
handle it on a
fear-mongering
lower
to it,
level.
But I think all those issues.
Well, I think
are
the que-
serious.
I'm not- I hear you. I'm not-
Issues.
I'm not saying they're not
The Squeegee
issues.
Boy shit is a big issue.
I'm
They
not-
just starting to talk about that now because they coming back. To
Right,
the
I hear you. I'm not saying they're not issues, but do you deserve to get locked up should you listen to what the police are telling you? And that's the problem, because the way they're talking is that by you squeezing, now you get locked up. Not because some other situation happened before then, because you squeeze in, now you get locked up.
Yes.
And that's the part that they're trying to push, and that's the problem I have with it. I'm not saying it's not a problem. I agree. I get it. But my thing is, there's levels to handling situations. And Project Baltimore always makes it seem like it's a 10 when it's really at a 5.
So with the
Some
let me
things,
speak.
not all.
Let me.
Sure, fair, and I'll give you that. But from what I've seen, a lot of stuff can be handled on a 5 level or a mid level, but they make it seem like, oh, this is you. And again, mark my words again, I'm time stabbing it. They're doing the same thing with Baltimore they're doing in DC. They are making everything seem magnified. They trying to get that over policing thing going on. They're magnifying everything so that DC could be like Baltimore, where when you get to the city, everything is nice, pretty, white, classified. And the further you go out, exactly. But they need something to rationalize it. That's why you got them scaring you 24/7. So just say that, I put it out there, so just so
I
you
can't
know.
even lie to you, bro. It might be a one-off, but they shoot motherfuckers in decades in DC on Connecticut.
Yeah.
So wait.
But hold on, wait, my thing. But mind you, the murder rate is down right now in Baltimore. But
I'm
that,
talking
hold on, no,
about
I
the
hear
cases in
you.
DC.
I hear you. I'm about to talk about Baltimore, right?
Yeah.
So the murder rate is down in Baltimore right
It
now.
is.
But what they're doing is they're not acknowledging the murder
Quality
rate.
of life
Hold on,
rates
hold
are all
on.
the way
I hear
up.
you. No, but listen what I'm saying. Last year, when the murder rate is up, that's all they kept talking about. The murder rate, the murder rate, the murder rate is skyrocketing. The murder rate is high. The murder rate is crazy. Now that the murder rate is down, they're not talking about the murder rate. They're talking about, oh, well, violent crime is up. Not that the murder rate is down, but no, violent crime is up. So carjackings, which and all that stuff I get, but at the end of the day, they're not acknowledging, hey, look, you know what, our murder rate is down, but then this is going up. What they're saying is, oh, no, well, murder rate is high, murder rate is high. it drops, they don't say nothing. But now, carjack is high, carjack is high, carjack is high. And it's like they're constantly fear-mongering you into getting yourself and your family and everybody else out of Baltimore so that they can move in. And that's the devious part of it that makes me frustrated because I'm like, I see what y'all doing. And that's why Brandon Scott is fussing with him about it. He's like, yo, I see what y'all doing. Like, right now, you drive through Baltimore City, you don't tell me you see a police on every other corner. It's a police car almost every other corner in the city. But they not talking.
Say for the county then. They doing it for
No, but hold on. But that's my point. What they're doing is they're going to move everybody from the city out to the county. And then when the county comes in, once they get everybody finally out of the city, then they're going to focus on the county. And then they can move everybody out past the county, out to Calvert, and everybody else. So what's going to happen is the poorer you are, they're going to move you out further and further and further from Baltimore. And then that's where you're going to sit.
Let me tell you something.
And essentially, that's what they're trying to do.
Let me tell you something. Ain't no way y'all Latrobe niggas is making y'all way to Calvert County.
Nope.
Singer?
I said ain't no way y'all Latrobe
Y'all
niggas is
ain't
making y'all way
going
to
nowhere
Calvert
without a
County.
bus line.
How much you want back? Give it about 10 years. Give it 10 years.
So, well, that aside, what I would say is this. So back to
The school.
So you telling me where the Trump flags is right now in Maryland is going to be some hood niggas?
No. That's not
They
what
out
I'm
there a
saying.
little bit.
No.
I will speak. No, I can speak that.
So
a
what I'm
little
saying
bit.
is the downtown now where the harbor is, right now is going to be Joe Wall Street that's walking down making $200,000 a year, going to be able to walk down Pratt Street all the way to Lombard and everywhere else without a worry. And it's going to keep, and then John Hopkins where it's at right now.
Oh yeah.
Same thing. Those nurses' docs me to walk around without a worry.
So, yeah.
But then the further you go out Pulaski, the further you go out Essex, you get
that's
all
right.
the way out.
That's true.
It's gonna be more and more now. They're gonna push all the
tone
make
like that a
go
little bit now. Like a lot of
exactly
people from the city have basically been kind of
exactly, and that's why I hate Project Baltimore.
There's more
'Cause that's
Section
exact-
8 being like in certain areas.
Exactly, and that's what they're doing. Because right
that's-
now, Section 8 is all around county. Towson, White Marsh, Parkville, Section 8 is out there now.
Edgewood.
It used to be in Latrobe. They moving them out. And they moving out further and further and further out into the county till they ain't got to worry about them no more. And they can do exactly what the Baltimore they did in D.C.
So-
and that's why I hate Project Baltimore, because Project Baltimore facilitates that by the media. And if you don't live in Baltimore or you don't know, they don't come to you, then it's going to look like it's the worst place in the world. So you can devalue that shit, and then you buy it up and do what the fuck you want to do. And that's the problem they having now, which is why they put that dollar home buying thing out. Because it's supposed to be like, all right, well, look, we're doing this when we're doing that. Because the one thing they can tell you, and you ain't got to take my word for it, you can look the shit up. Vinny, correct me if I'm wrong, but right now the issue they have is that banks are buying up all the homes. So they looking at it like, yo, you can't fucking buy up all the homes after you kicking these motherfuckers out. So
point of information to that. So they gave a window or grace period for regular motherfuckers
right.
to buy quote unquote dollar heavy air quotes on
Right.
dollar homes, and after that, then institutional in heavy quotes institutional buyers could buy them. By institutional is what Flash is talking about, like banks and people like high liquid people who have the assets to invest in these areas.
Exactly. So what y'all don't get, those banks and big business will. So essentially, that's what they're doing. So my only point with that is this Project Baltimore stuff is part of a bigger problem, but it's very, very, very intentional on something they report.
So question, how does this relate to the school shit?
My point being with the school stuff, and I'm sorry, this is my last point. With the school stuff, it's their next boogeyman. They got that boogeyman thing, oh, Baltimore City schools are out. Oh, yeah, it's terrible. Keep your kids from there, because, again, it's their way of devaluing the area, so they can buy that shit up cheap.
Okay.
But
Melodies?
That went somewhere else.
no, but that's a good. But I think.
With
But
that being
yeah.
said, I still think it is an issue. The school system is an issue. Like, they could be playing on our heartstrings to a certain degree with that, but it still is an issue. There is a lot of violence in school. There is a lot of kids that's distracted and not really paying attention and going to school to be in school and all that. And we're having issues in neighborhoods because of that.
Yeah.
So that it's like, it's fucked up that to take a real issue that people really care about and then also spin it on some weird shit because you're trying to
it's not
flip
it's,
the
it's
city or the
nefarious
county.
reasons.
Yeah,
It's
that's
nefarious reasons.
that's happening across the board on a lot of different shit. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I still feel like we gotta still pay attention to
Yeah,
the
absolutely.
schools.
No, I mean, I will say, obviously, we have two people in the room who have children who are school age. So
Yeah,
this is
and
different for
it's
you.
gonna come-
Who are like, and want, yeah, you know what I'm saying? So I don't, I guess the question is like, is shit now really worse than it was back in the day?
I just tell you
That's
that
the question.
last week.
don't
So
think
I'm on my the board of my neighborhood, the community association board of my neighborhood, and we meet every month. We just had an annual meeting with the district councilman, Mike Erdl, and I forgot the other lady. I forgot her. But I did a presentation
Oh, wow.
at
Oh, wow.
on the schools, and I put her on the spot and made her
Shout out to
explain
you.
what's going on
Shout out
with
to
these
you,
schools,
man.
like the 3 schools that's in our neighborhood, and she was explaining how they're trying to do this with the elementary school, they're trying to do this with the middle school, and trying to do that with the high school, and then a couple other schools in there too. And I'm like, it felt good to kind of challenge her in that way, and they was actually at the meeting to say something about it.
Props to you for that, man.
Is
That's awesome.
something really gonna come of it?
Who knows?
I
No,
don't
but
know.
this is
So-
what we talk about. With like people were like putting their money where their mouth is, and like not just bitching amongst your family and friends and talking shit on social media, like being about it in real life. So shout out to you for that.
And I second what Mr. Brown was saying. Props to you for pressing them and really like holding their feet to the fire. And and to that, I mean, I would just implore anybody that's in that city, hold them accountable so you can get results. You know what I'm saying? Because again, you took time out of your day. We already talked about how busy you are and stuff you got going on. So I know it took time to really put that presentation together. So my thing is, we want to make sure that when we take time to put these presentations together, we get results behind it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't want you, if you taking time to put a presentation together for them, I don't want you just nodding, I know, I understand. No. Listen to what I'm saying, and let's get results behind it. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's the thing that, as a group, we got to do as a collective, because if we don't, like I told you before, like...
Kathy Forbes, that's her name.
Oh,
There
man.
we go. Sure. So it's just about making sure we get results behind that. Because what I don't want you doing is getting paid and sit there and listen to me appearing to look intent. No. I want to make sure that you...
happening.
Exactly. I want you to know what I'm telling you. Pay attention to what I'm telling you so we can actually get some results behind
But
that.
that's a good point, man. I was going to say, like, I think the thing that is, what I guess say is, like, the thing that I think is worse, that is compared to, like, when we were in high school and stuff, is obviously kids, like, have their phones, and they have social media, and they're able to record everything nowadays. So I'm assuming that's a big part of this, and maybe that might even be influencing, like, why there may be an actual increase in violence. I don't really know if that's really true or not. I don't have the numbers to speak to that. But I'm assuming if that's the angle, is that a factor, right? Because most of these kids, when a fight breaks out, ain't nobody rushing to break it up. It's like,
Everybody's
let me get this
recording.
shit off. We're gonna record this shit, and I'm gonna put it on my.
And
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 I'm
I'm
not
just
sure-
about how kids right now, like the Gen
Z.
how they say, yeah, you that's logical, but fuck it. Like they really do got that mind frame. It's like we know we shouldn't be doing this shit, but fuck it. And it's like when you competing against that, that's hard as shit.
Yeah.
But to that point, like, again, when I hear their counterpoints, I'm like, damn, I can't even argue with you, because it's like,
It's
yo,
sad.
as adults, what y'all doing to the housing market? As adults, what y'all doing to the environment? As adults, what y'all doing to Social
What do we have to
Security?
look forward to?
Exactly. So you're
Yeah.
like, yo, y'all fussing at us, but y'all not holding up y'all end. And I'm like,
And
you know
we-
what?
Absolutely.
And we low key feeling like all this schooling ain't gonna amount to nothing. Because
Yeah.
if you go anything past high school, it's gonna cost you.
I mean, outside,
Absolutely.
that, and you got AI coming in. So it's like, you
Yeah.
can't even promise me that if I get this
That job's
degree.
even gonna be
Yeah.
there.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
So, I
Yeah.
mean,
It's a lot of
ridiculous.
factors.
they got some valid points. You know what I'm
Absolutely,
saying? They
definitely.
definitely got some valid points.
So what's the takeaway from all this school shit?
I think the takeaway is definitely you gotta put some action to it. Like if you really give a fuck, try to do whatever you can do in your community, locally, however, whatever you can do to try to make a difference if you really give a fuck. Also, don't let one news site be your source of all information. Like, have multiple news sites, articles, whatever you got to do to research on your stuff. Just don't get everything from one news site, because there is a element of fear mongering with these news sites and who they are controlled by, and what political team they on. So that's another takeaway. And I don't know.
I think
I
you
mean,
know,
that was
I think
good.
you wrapped that up pretty
Yeah.
perfectly.
Yeah.
And we're gonna keep our eyes on, like, obviously, like, this has kind of been like,
Yeah.
if y'all been
We'll
listening, this,
update, yeah.
this is the thing we're kind of reporting on locally, like, what's going on with Baltimore school system. So we're gonna keep following this.
And that's the bottom line, because DJ Melody said
Oh
so.
my God! You gonna say that after everybody?
Yeah.
And that's the bottom line. I ain't mad at that.
Alrighty.
On to some messy shit. Mr. Brown, you said that a festival, Lovers and Friends festival, apparently somehow found their way to figuring out how
No
to
Little
become
John.
the new Fire Fest.
Maybe I'm not going that far to call them scammers like some people are. But all right, so what because the concert did happen like within the past couple. There's been at least 2 concerts, right? So let me give. Okay, so if you don't know what Lovers and Friends is, right? This is like a new music festival that's kind of spanned within I'm gonna say the post-COVID era. So it basically Lovers and Friends Fest. It caters to millennials specifically, I'll say, because it's basically 2000s, late 90s artists headline this event.
Where is it?
In Vegas. So it's in Las Vegas. I think the first one was in 2020 or 2021.
Okay.
Probably 2021, not 2020. But yeah, this is like a new festival that's been kind of created post-COVID era. And then what happened this year, literally this weekend. So this year they only had it for one day, and they had a shitload of artists scheduled to perform at this fest. I'll just get. I literally got.
Don't they gotta like pay them?
Yeah, that's
beforehand?
yeah. So I'm assuming so. But anyway, point being.
I feel like it's about to be part of the problem.
Look, yeah, so anyway, if you look, this is like the clear fire of all the artists. I'm just going to give some examples. Usher, Janet Jackson, Lil Wayne, Snoop Dogg, Alicia Keys, Backstreet Boys.
Usher and Lil Wayne on one card. That's already
Winston
right.
Party, Nas, Ludacris, Nelly, Mary J. Blige, TLC, Sierra, T-Pain, Ashanti, Akon, Neo. So it's a huge list of people.
How much is a ticket?
I don't know exactly how much ticket. They were going for a bit. They were going for a bit of money. You know what I'm saying? So all these now mind you, all these artists were scheduled to perform one day. It wasn't like a
what?
Yeah, that's the crazy.
Did they have multiple stages?
Yeah, that's how it was going to be set. It was basically like 5 different stages, and each. So some artists are going to be on one stage. You know, they had it broke. They were scheduled
up like that.
Yeah, the way
that's kind of smart though.
That's how a lot of festivals do it.
Yeah, it's kind of smart. I ain't mad at
multiple stages.
Yeah, it's multiple stages with a lot of festivals, but like.
I don't know.
But that's usually at least 2-3 days.
Because if I don't give a fuck about
multiple
TLC,
days.
then I want to see Usher.
Right, and if you saw the schedule, it's like you gotta hush on, you gotta run over to a whole other section to go see somebody else, and it's like the way they had it set this year was particularly weird. But anyway, the reason I'm talking about it is so it was scheduled for yesterday, the 4th. Of the concert was scheduled for yesterday. Friday, I feel like it was Friday night. The Lovers and Friends Festival put out a statement that we're canceling the show this year due to the weather concerns. Essentially, I guess what happens is Vegas.
They only had one date?
Yeah, it was only one day. It was only one day.
That don't even make sense.
Yeah, that's the crazy. So anyway, I think the reason the reason for the cancellation was that there was a weather issue where it was a windstorm that was expected. There was gonna be like 50-60 miles per hour winds. Okay. So that was the reason given. So that was the reason given for the cancellation. Mm-hmm. And I've seen you had some people on social media like talking about like. Nah, shit, Vegas is, you know, and there's people who are in Vegas who are reporting, like, the wind ain't that bad, and, you know, like, people on Twitter, so, you know, a lot of people, so
I'm here right now, I'm chilling.
You know what I'm saying? So, but,
lick your finger and put it in. It's not that bad.
But
got a little flower leaf on the ground and see, it ain't going nowhere.
Obviously, like, so obviously this is a huge, this is like a recent festival that's had success, and, you know, a lot of people traveled from, like, all over the country, you know, so some people came from like out of the country, you know, to come
come Lil Wayne in the same spot.
You got all these great artists, all these great late '90s, 2000 artists. Like this is literally my era of music. I would have
days to refund them.
Yeah, it's gonna take. They said the only thing they get a refund on was the ticket for the concert.
If you bought it from the direct, yeah.
But yeah, I realize people spend money on flights, hotels.
That's not my problem.
And the whole now, it's obviously that's up to the hotel if they're gonna want to give you a refund or not, or like,
and they
you already know, yeah, or like, you know what I'm saying, or you know, flight, you ain't getting the money back for the flight. The airline's like, that ain't my shit.
Here's when my Trump come in, and like my inner Trump come in. I'm like, yo, bro, like I'm responsible for the tickets you bought. I can't promise you like the fact I can't pay you for your time that you paid the babysitter. I can't pay you for the gas money you spent. I can't pay you for the hotel fees. Of money
for a lot of people. Not even the artists. Like I saw like a video. There was some little because some people thought the whole thing was fake, and I saw
but they probably still had to pay those artists.
The artists got paid. I did see one video. Somebody posted a video from the hotel room where allegedly you could see. Fuck
that guy.
He was in the ceiling. He was laying on the floor.
I didn't see that one. Now with a regular person,
I bet you was laying.
A regular person basically saying
like, "Let me show you."
It was a regular. No, but it was a regular
Hope
person.
he's spraying the ankle getting on the escalator. That's all I'm saying.
It was a regular person. Like their hotel room had the view of where the actual venue was. And
right.
I think what they were saying was allegedly it was you could see a video of it was Usher doing a sound check.
Can I comment? No, it's yours.
No.
Can I?
No,
please.
I like taking on ban me.
All right.
Yeah, but it was a video. But the point being, it was a video of like Usher doing the sound check, and then you can see in the video somebody going to him, telling him something. He like goes like, oh, like you can clearly he has a reaction to it.
Mm-hmm.
Can I say this?
So
Like,
clearly-
I'm sorry,
yeah,
my
no,
bad.
you're good.
My
So,
bad.
so I think it wasn't just the people who got affected. Like the fans going to the show. Apparently, the artist was like, oh wait a minute, what? Why? You know? So like, I don't know. So now you got people calling this a fire festival.
I would, yes.
You know, obviously, and again, like, if
Sounds
I,
pretty Fire Festival.
yeah, it's definitely giving Fire Festival a little bit. You know what I'm saying? If I flew to Vegas for this shit, because I actually thought about going to this myself. But if I flew to Vegas going to this shit, yeah, you damn right.
And
I'm
it's
pissed.
been a cut. Like, I don't know. Maybe it's just a few bad things, but like I did see a couple artists have an issue. Like,
Oh, yeah, yeah,
put
so-
me on this flyer.
Oh,
y'all
yeah,
ain't
y'all-
even send a check.
there were
yet.
people
Like,
say that.
That
what's
seems
going
to be
on?
a common thing.
Yeah, they put like, cause that's the thing with Love. I think that's definitely the thing with Lovers and Friends. They put like 50 artists on this book for this venue or book for this concert, and then I think I don't know without confirming. It seems like I know Monica was somebody who said like,
Mary
wait
J.
a minute.
Blige.
Mary J. Blige was another one who was like, wait a minute, I don't know about all that. I mean, all the
There
other
was some rappers too.
yeah, I think not.
Was it Method Man?
I don't know. It was Snoop. It was somebody.
Somebody else.
Yeah. So a couple people was like, "Wait a minute, I'm not confirmed to be booked for
Yeah.
this."
So they sound like they up to some shady business.
It does seem that way a little bit.
And
I don't
bottom
know.
line is, it sounds like, I guess it's canceled.
For this year, yes, and it does. There's no plan to reschedule it for this year, obviously.
I mean, look, it made in
I wonder how
America
the
died.
ticket.
Yeah, no, Made in America hasn't done anything in 2 years. A year. It's going on year 2.
Jay-Z just, yeah.
So I don't know.
Probably not gonna do
I don't know. It's weird because like obviously festivals are still a big thing post COVID. Like I think I think COVID obviously happened, right? So that definitely initially when shit was a lot, when the rules were a little more strict with social distancing and all that, that played a heavy impact on like concerts
And that Travis Scott shit did too.
oh yeah,
That
Astroworld.
changed the whole
That
thing.
changed the whole game, right? Astroworld was crazy.
Oh my god.
You think about,
And
what
that
I'm
was
saying?
the year Chris was supposed to go.
Yeah. My brother was supposed to go to a concert, but they didn't. But only enough. But yeah, but point being, I think so with music festivals in general, right? Like, I guess the question is like, where do we go from here? A, and then like, B, like, are they still like feasible in this market today, right? Yeah, I would say
Not
yes.
the way that shit was set up. There's no way you can have 1,000 artists perform in one day. Even if it is multiple stages, why would you want to break up your audience like that? Because everybody is performing at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you could have... if you have at least multiple days, you can have some hot artists performing in the morning on Friday, and then some regular artists.
Yeah, I literally got the stage. I got the stage lineup pulled up right
That's
here.
ridiculous.
It's like they the
There's
lover
no
stage,
way.
the
What,
friend
they gonna do
stage,
one
the
song?
crunk stage, the bling stage, the
Yeah.
poppin' stage. So it's like
Yeah.
5 different stages.
I just feel like the
with
way
schedule
this shit was
set
set
aside
up,
for
they
each
already
artist.
knew it wasn't really going to happen.
I think it seems like this event is clearly like it's still in its infant stages and it's not very organized. Because even like the one that happened last year or the year before, people there was a common complaint about them not having enough like water bottles for people. Because obviously that's a big part of concert. These festivals, right?
Yeah, the
It's
element of standing in the field.
But also,
and,
like a lot of these concerts, like even Coachella to a certain extent, I mean, the artists are its own draw, but it's also what, like,
The experience.
celebrities and social media, I'm not going to say the word influencers, but those social media people, like, they make it an experience, you know?
Oh, yeah,
like, they
absolutely.
make it like you have to come to this
And I will say, I've always said, like, in my lifetime, I would at least like to go to a music festival once in my lifetime, just to see what the experience is like, and I think I think it could be a cool thing. Just for me, it's just like just being.
I feel like millennials love that shit anyway. Like, we used to watch MTV
Yes.
and BET and see those Woodstock festivals.
Yes,
and
Woodstock.
MTV Spring Break, bro.
Cancun and Break. Yeah, we all like. And then when we got to the age to actually do that shit, it was not happening.
Yeah, MTV Spring Break and
So-
BET Spring Bling. Like,
So I still like the concept of doing them now. We're older and we actually have money to go.
Right.
But I feel like that shit, the way it was set up from the jump, it was on some, we about to get these niggas. Because there's no way in hell you do a festival that large for one day.
Right.
Hell no. In Vegas, hell no.
Yeah, 24
Hell
hours.
no.
And I don't even know if Vegas is like, I don't know. Like I said, I've never been to Vegas myself, but I don't know if like I'm assuming this brings a lot of money to them when the event actually pops off and successful. But I don't know if like Vegas is a great place to have these kind of festivals because like But I know about Vegas weather is like it's definitely unpredictable. I guess when I was reading from people who actually live in Vegas, that wind advisories are common, like windstorms
Yeah,
are a
like
thing
heat,
there.
yeah.
It's
And then
very
heat.
unpredictable. When I was in Vegas, the high was 67.
Damn.
Wow.
So,
You know, is that the takeaway?
I was about to say. So what's the takeaway from
Vegas weather.
Can I give
is
a pre-takeaway?
unpredictable as the
Go ahead.
A breakaway?
My pre-takeaway is to one Singer Tank. And to quote a great rapper, I hate the way that you walk. I hate the way that you talk. I hate the way that you dress. If I see you shots on this podcast, it's going to be direct.
Hey, yo,
And that
Tank
is
ain't
it.
do nothing to you.
Yes, he did. To this day, yes, he did.
I'm gonna invite him
And I understand he don't know who I am, but I'll beef will be forever until I come across him.
Hey, yo, can we get an invite to the R&B Money podcast?
Listen,
Yes, facts.
Yes.
Listen.
Jay Black.
Tank, we will forever have smoke. I know you know who I am, but we will forever have smoke until I see you, bro.
Hey, yo, they gonna be best of friends.
Yo, why? I was gonna say, yo, he's be the nicest guy.
They gonna be the
and-
best of friends.
Yo, oh my god.
All right, so I guess the takeaway is don't do new concerts because it's hard
Yeah,
to
it's
make
not
that
so-
shit work.
yeah,
I
it's
don't
not
know what to
something
tell you.
It's not just something you can
They
just
need
throw together.
They mean downsize on
Hey,
that.
yo, imagine y'all like going on whatever social media platform of y'all choice, and you're just aimlessly scrolling, and someone's like, "Yeah, DJ Melodies is coming to my party," and you're like, "Wait, no,
What?
I ain't even agree to this shit. What you
Right.
mean?"
What you mean?
That's
Scam.
That's why T.I. showed up at that club and started tearing
Right.
signs down. He like, yo,
And then
look.
they
Oh, yeah,
performed the
yeah.
next day.
Yeah, he wasn't playing with him.
He went there the next day and did something with him, but I'm guessing he was okay with it because he got paid.
Oh, he wilded him out. He was like, yo, basically, I need to pay me. You're talking
Yeah.
about doing all this.
Right,
And I
don't
guess
come
he
out
sent that
facing
check.
me with no fucking flyer.
People are
We
such
ain't got no money.
scumbags, yo. Jesus Christ.
People be scamming, man.
All
Is
right.
it really that hard to just like live without scamming people? Like it's that fucking hard.
Scammers be out there. They gonna
They
make
said, they said inflation is up, man. So.
like they gonna make people call your
shit,
phone.
Trigger word.
Yo, I don't.
I feel how he feel about Tank. I feel about inflation.
About what?
Sick of you, bitch.
About what?
Inflation.
So with that said, we vote
Yo,
for
hold on.
president.
Can we acknowledge
All right,
that?
never
Hold on.
Silence.
Yo, can we acknowledge that the full Baltimore just came out of DJ Melody? She's like, bitch. But you talking about inflation? She meant that from her soul, bro.
Baltimore-
She meant that from her
Baltimore people
soul.
definitely say
diaphragm.
bitch with a capital B.
God,
Hey, why do we pause on the?
We want you to know. We want you to know.
Yeah, it was so much emphasis on that. She felt that from her soul, bro. I quote all of that, man. She was not playing with y'all out here.
All that beast smoke.
All right, stop making these fake ass
Festivals.
music festivals. And we're back. So, our last topic for the day after the festival shenanigans is the 4-day work week versus the 6-day work week. Now, some of y'all out there might be saying, well, wait a minute. I work 5 days. What the fuck are y'all talking about, Beer Plans Podcast? Well, let me tell you. So, there's been
They
a
reference all of us.
Smoking like a true
They
infomercial.
reference all of us.
Right.
To-
Click through my next 15 videos so I can get engagement as I explain this to you. But
We'll reply to your comments.
and sign up for our monthly subscription. But no. So essentially, there have been some set of companies that have said, "Hey, we found when experimenting that we get more productivity out of 4-day work weeks versus the normal traditional 5-day work week." Now, the premise that they tend to go with is when they say 4-day, they mean 4-day,
12.
32-hour work weeks.
What?
Don't make it no
Yes.
better.
But
Don't make it
you have some enterprising people that are saying 4-day,
10-hour work.
10-hour days, so 40-hour work.
Oh yeah, I see what you're saying.
Now I have
see what you're saying.
a backstory that I have an experience with that.
Okay.
But that's a whole other thing. Now I read an article in passing that I shared with the group chat that was talking about some companies saying, "Look, y'all lazy ass bitches need to get in, and y'all need to do these 6-day work weeks." The prominent company that I've seen mentioned a lot is Samsung. So apparently, like the execs in South Korea feel like Samsung hasn't been innovative enough. They want to make sure that they maintain their market share or increase their market share dominance. And so what they did was they mandated that their like higher ups, like their senior executives, start working 6-day work weeks in order to rectify the situation.
But
what's-
means start micromanaging other people.
But what's happening is is that like what this article is talking about is it's picking up steam. And no, I'm not going to reference the article for you
Please, thank you.
motherfuckers that want the
We don't want to pick up more
bibliography
steam.
and shit. We out of school, so fuck y'all. But what they've been doing
Google.
is what's been happening is people have been other companies have been saying like, look, we want to build revenue, so we want to start putting people to work 6 days a week. We want to implement 6-day work weeks instead of 5-day work weeks. But hey, we're gonna pay you guys more, requisite to the amount of time. So it's all good. Like whatever your salary busts down to as an hourly rate, we're gonna pay you that for the extra day each week. I personally think that shit is toxic and some bullshit, but you know we can go ahead and discuss it. What do you guys think about that? And we can throw the 5-day work week in there. I think the 5-day work week is a bit outdated, but 4-day versus 6-day work week. What are y'all thoughts?
4 days.
Well, it depends on what you're doing. It's like, what are you doing?
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? Well, first of all,
I mean, I know people who do like 4-day. I know people who have like a 4-day work week, but yeah, they're doing the 10-hour. And 10 hours. So it still equals out to 40 hours a week, which
Right, but they do it on 4 days.
Yeah, and they do it for 40. They do it for 4 days, and those are people I know. They seem to prefer that because when they were trying to get like, I don't want to be too put away out there, but I do remember they were like. All I'll say is this: I think it was a time where it was proposed they switched to 5-day, and there was heavy opposition.
So I'll put it up. I'll put something out there because I don't give a fuck. I used to work for Verizon back in the day,
Good old
wireless
days.
side.
That's when I used to have a discount on my phone bill. Thank you, Benny. Definitely put some on your phone bill.
thank you for my T-Mobile sidekick back.
Oh,
in
shit.
They
the
helped me get
discount.
through.
I think I got all y'all motherfuckers' phones except
Yes.
for Flash. But anyway.
Well, then you put you see like a drug dealer. You gave me a taste of the iPhone, and I'm like, I have to have the iPhone for the rest of my life. And I'm addicted.
Shout out to that motherfucker that was unlocking iPhones.
That's
back
right.
on eBay. But anyway,
I'm addicted.
pause maybe.
Spoken like a true Drake fan. Just saying.
Juicy Drake. But anyway, all right. So when I worked at
Shut up, daughter.
when I worked at Verizon, our general manager and one of the assistant managers, they was looking at the metrics for the store, like the queue depth, wait times, customer satisfaction scores, stuff like that. And what they found was that we used to have opening, mids, and close schedules. And what they found was that our highest dissatisfaction and our lowest sales metrics came during the times of changeover when like schedules would like overlap. So what they decided was, okay, what if we went to 10-hour shifts, but everyone gets 3 days off? But in that, because in doing that, it would actually eliminate. It would lower wait. We thought that the theory was it would lower wait times and it would increase. You would eliminate that entire mid shift, which was open and close, and it would increase customer satisfaction. So what they did that, but they implemented it without telling the higher ups because they knew the higher ups would be like, "Fuck no." Here's what happened. Everything happened. Sales went up, commission payouts went up because everybody was making more money. Customer satisfaction went up, employee satisfaction went up. And our store went to number 1 in the region. So what happened was we kept doing it because there was literally nothing the higher ups could say because we was doing numbers. But the second they promoted that general manager out of that store, the district manager, they killed all that shit. And it had nothing to do with metrics. It was all about, we said it's 5 days. And it feels like a lot of that comes down to this. It feels like a lot of it is controlled. A lot of the return to office, quote unquote, initiatives, a lot of the when you work and how long you work and all that has to do with control. It's not about getting your work done. It's beyond that.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I do think that a lot of people tend to get their work done in less than 40 hours. For a lot of we'll say white collar jobs. Because the blue collar jobs are different,
Obviously.
on call jobs are different, all of that sort of thing. But like, all right, so I'm a software engineer. As a software engineer, I can tell you for a fact that like a lot of software engineers, sorry fellow software engineers, I'm snitching on y'all, but but a lot of software engineers depend on the fact that their higher ups aren't technical enough to know what the fuck they're talking about. So they'll say like, yeah, I think it'll take me like 5 days to implement this. It'll take like a day and a half.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But because
I used to stay telling my supervisor, it's gonna take 5 days.
Yeah.
right,
I ain't about to rush me.
and motherfuckers take your word at it because they don't know.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of it is a control thing. During the pandemic, there was a swing towards the workers to the employees.
Finally.
Yep.
Salaries went up.
Mhm.
Like the demand for jobs went up. Employee satisfaction, I think, went up as well. I might be wrong. Quote me. Definitely correct
Yeah,
me if
no,
I'm
you
wrong.
probably, I think I don't know the exact science, but I definitely know like with the transition for remote work, like I can I think what that exposed was that for some of these jobs, a good amount of these jobs, like you really don't need to be in the office.
Are we like the
Yeah.
first generation that really gave a fuck about that work-life balance? Like we actually want to be home and with our family?
I think
and
so.
I don't
shit?
think so, but I
Like,
think
the higher ups just hate their
We're the
fucking
first
life.
ones, I think, to be vocal.
no, I don't even think that. I think that we're the first ones to be able to test it. Yeah, I mean, because
Sure.
like
Yeah,
before,
yeah.
like you imagine, I'm sure they felt this way 20 years ago, but internet wasn't as big of a thing 20 years ago.
Right.
You know
Well,
what I'm saying?
COVID wasn't there either. So
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
COVID was a once in a century thing. But
that
I
was
think,
that was the nail to show you that you ain't got to be in the office to do
Yeah,
the
COVID
dumbass
really-
shit.
Can I ask you a bigger question?
what was that?
And I think that and I agree with everything you said, Vinny. But my bigger thing is, as a worker, why should I give a fuck about how this company does overall when you don't show me you give a fuck about how I do overall?
Well, let me.
You know what
ask
I'm saying? Like,
let me ask you a question,
Got
Flash.
him.
Do you get stock options in your current company?
no.
Then the answer is you shouldn't give two. Like I'll give you a perfect lower level example. When I was in high school, I worked at Subway,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And so the tuna sandwich for a 6-inch, you got 2 scoops of tuna.
Right.
They would prefer that you scoop it along the little thing that the tuna was in,
Yeah.
whatever. On a foot long, you get 4 scoops.
Mm-hmm.
When I would do, somebody asked for a tuna sub, and I would do, they scoop.
So you're the reason I got food poisoning, basically. But go ahead.
No. But like when
Yes.
so like let's say someone got a 6-inch and I would give them
Yeah.
2 scoops. If someone would look at me like, "Can I get one more scoop?" You sure can.
Yeah.
You know why?
Yeah, see?
Because
$1.245,
I don't
whatever.
have equity in this company.
Yeah.
I don't say
Facts.
so. Like that's the short answer is no. You shouldn't give a fuck.
Okay.
Would your employer say? Of course you should give a fuck. Of course you should give us 2 weeks. But if we lay you off, we're not going to give you the same courtesy.
Yep.
Right.
Of course, you should go get a 4-year college degree in order to do this shit. Even though we're going to teach you our way of doing this shit when you get here.
Yep.
Like
Yeah, we're
it's just
gonna
one
pay
of
you
them things.
$30,000.
So I mean, I think
Right,
that's
when you got a student loan starting at $120.
Yes.
so. I mean, to answer your question about the work-life balance and all of that, and I know we had multiple conversations on that. I think the ultimate thing, what it comes down to, is, especially now, I've seen it more and more. Like, yo, as a worker, you haven't shown me that you'll give me the same love if I show you. And I think that's the difference between now versus back then. Like, I'll work for 20 years, but I know at the end of that, I get a pension and I'm taken care of for the rest of my life. But what's happening now is you got dudes that'll work for 18 years and then you'll come and do the layoffs. And then you're like, oh, sorry, you just stuck, even though I gave you 18 years of my life.
even with that,
So, like,
even with
go ahead, say it.
no, I was just gonna say even with because Steve Harvey has such a good point about what you were just talking about, and that's why I don't believe in this 40-hour week fucking bullshit. He said that when you get 65, like say you live in a paycheck to paycheck, right? They're gonna
That's
give
most
you a third of what you can't live on now, and they're gonna set you out to pasture. They're gonna give you a turkey and say, "Adios, have fun with your life."
Yep.
So,
And the scary thing to think about now is we might not even have that. We might not even have that by the time we get to that age.
What?
think about that.
No
fucking
one
shit.
in this room getting Social Security that y'all paying into.
Yeah.
Think about that shit. Think about that. That's a promise.
I think you'll get it,
That's
but
a
it'd be
promise.
such a high number.
That's a promise that America gave you. You're gonna work your entire life, but like when you get old enough to not even enjoy it, you're gonna be taken care of. And now they're saying,
Nah.
Hey, wait.
what?
And I'm
y'all
not
want,
going
y'all
to
want
get.
to really put y'all tinfoil hats on?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, can I say this real quick?
What does that
And
mean?
all I'm gonna say is,
Conspiracy.
yeah. So I'm not going to get into too much detail about it because y'all done heard my spill about it. But my thing is, that's how I feel. I feel like voting and everything else is so important because the reality of it is, they're not going to do anything about it until we do anything about it as a collective.
But
and it's going to take a
Flash-
lot more people to deal with it as far as holding them accountable. Because if they hold accountable, they're going to keep doing it.
But
So we
Flash-
got to be the ones holding them accountable.
Flash, the
Well,
motherfuckers that you voted for,
College.
motherfuckers you voted for is doing shit that you didn't vote for them to do.
But here's the thing.
They banning your precious TikTok.
But hold
We
on.
just
You're
talked
right.
about that.
But you also have people that you can put up independently, like an AOC. You know what I'm saying? Like,
AOC's
hold
a
on,
registered
hold on,
Democrat.
hold on.
And let me tell you
hold on,
something.
hold on. You went do your thing, right?
Here we go.
So what I was saying was
There we go.
AOC vote on with independent money, with private money, not from the corporations. So therefore, she doesn't owe them anything. You know what I'm saying? You got people like Bernie Sanders.
He's
A
typing.
similar, hold on, a
He's
similar,
typing.
hold on,
He's
like a
typing.
similar thing. Do your thing, but like a similar
chilling.
thing. But like a similar thing. So my point
Angela
being is,
V is typing.
well, what my point being is that we need people like that are independent. We need to get people like that in office so that we don't owe these big corporations numbers. So that way we can hold a say. Because if we don't do that, then we're not going to have a say when they start making these moves. And that's what gets us messed up because they know that we're not going to sit back. They know we're going to fuss and complain, but at the end of the day, we're going to do the exact thing that they need us to do. So until we can hold them accountable and get people in office that want to hold them accountable, ain't nothing we're going to be able to do about it. We can sit back and fuss about a 4-day work week all day. But guess what? Tomorrow, we're going to do a 5 work weekday jobs and go back to the same thing. It's not until you hold them accountable. And the only way you really do that right now is getting more people in there to speak for
But
us.
see,
Is it a fight? Yes. But that's really your best option right now if you really feel a way about that.
Before you even look that up, what have I always said about politics and everything? I said you gotta look out for your motherfucking self. You know what I'm saying? I do not understand what people are looking for. No, throw that. No, sure. Yeah. I do not understand this utopia people are looking for. You know what I'm saying? Like, we are so blessed to be in a world where we can venture out to different things and not have to work 40 hours. In fact, work 40 hours to pay the bills, but then work another job for enjoyment. You know what I'm saying? And then not have to worry about working this 40 hours at some point. You're like, you gotta work. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta work.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the misdirect with the higher ups talking about the 6-day work week and employees. You got this one generation that doesn't want to work.
Which
and
one?
The employees, especially since COVID, nobody wants to work anymore.
How do you know?
You see it everywhere. Every place is hiring.
Okay.
That's crazy.
They're not really hiring though.
Are they hiring?
Speaking of somebody who's been sending her resume out for months
So
now.
let me tell you this.
But wait, send it out to where though?
Oh, did you get my email too?
Let me tell you
Send
something.
it out to where? Send it out to where though?
All different type of jobs.
I know people who are like qualified to be directors in engineering organizations who now took jobs as senior software engineers because they spent 10, 11 months job hunting and got to the point where they had to just accept 2 levels lower. So 2 things to the hiring thing. All right, y'all ready for y'all tinfoil hats?
Mhm.
This is actually different from when I said y'all ready for y'all tinfoil
Here I
hats.
go.
All right, sweet. So
I think it's aluminum, sir.
he
He has a tan on his head.
I can't. So
Aluminum foil? No?
So a jobs report recently came out. If y'all hearing, when y'all hear this, it'll probably be like 2 weeks ago. Hey, that's impressive.
I'm a princess.
So
Spoken like a true Drake fan.
Yep, I knew
I
it.
knew you were gonna do
Drizzy
that.
Drake,
Drake, check me out. But anyway,
You
Look at my nails.
You predictable prick.
coming live from the motherfucking north side. But anyway, so the jobs report came out. At this point, when this is released, will probably be 2-3 weeks from when we're recording, or from when this is released.
Nothing would have changed.
But nothing was the same. But
That's
but
clown.
You know what? You just can't see the views. That's all.
You know what I'm saying?
You can't see the views.
You don't even understand this is God's
That's
plan.
right. Hey! You just in your feelings.
You know what I mean?
You looking real forsaken right now, but we can
Is it
just tell you.
over? Are you
You know
done?
what? You know what? I know we boys, but I should be nice to you for what? Like,
I think this is in your DNA.
Again, like, why'd you flip your wrist when you said that?
hey, what did you say?
I said, why'd you flip your wrist when you said that, though?
What I said, you know what, yo, you know I'm stopped, though. You know I'm stopped with it, though.
I'm upset, but
I bet he is upset. He better be upset. Get to them writing the
I'm
bars.
just talking in all Drake titles.
And Kendrick too.
I know, yeah, I was
Drake
saying. I thought you had a
and
Kendrick bar
song
just now.
titles.
I mean, I could have, but it's just funny to use Drake's bars against him.
listen, man.
Can't escape this shit.
All I'm trying to say.
Can we say you can't to
Yo.
slide out of this?
Yo, that shit is not in your DNA.
That's Kendrick. Good job.
I know,
You're right.
yeah.
You're right. It's not in his DNA. You are absolutely right.
Yeah,
You are absolutely right.
Alright,
It is not his
At the end
DNA.
of the day, all I'm trying to say is, if Pyrus and Crips all got
Oh my
along,
God.
You probably
if
got me down
at
by the end of this song.
But no. All right. So there are theories that a lot of companies are.
B-Boss is so mad right now. Hey, yo. Hold up. Hold on.
did you do that?
Let's
As y'all
go
can
back
see-
to this. Hey,
as y'all-
yo. Hold up.
see,
No.
we can't have a serious
Oh,
conversation.
we got no videos. Hey,
What's
yo.
going on, man?
Hey, yo. Looking like a real bad chick out here. Looking like a real baddie
Let
out
me try to
here.
describe this. What I see right now is a picture on Instagram. It says, so this is what Kendrick was saying, question mark, exclamation point.
He did say hands on your knees, too.
Oh, yeah,
Drake
yeah,
did say
It's
hands on
in
your
reference
knees.
to the line where he was saying Drake would probably bust ass with sexy
Pop
red.
ass.
That's pretty.
He
funny.
definitely
That's
said
pretty
hands
funny.
on your knees. They got the whole high heels on.
But anyway, back to the serious
Look at
shit for a
his
second.
I'm
For just a brief second.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
there's a job. So like there are theories that companies will post jobs without any intention of hiring. They're
Oh, that's
they're
crazy.
There's ghost job postings. No,
That's
this is legit.
crazy.
This is legit. Here's why.
He's
Here's
right.
why. So what happens is that if you're not posting any jobs as a company, investors will begin to wonder like why you aren't growing, and it can impact your stock. It can
Right,
impact your stock price.
yeah.
So they'll post jobs for two reasons. One, to make sure that their stock price stabilizes. And the second reason is because you can build a funnel that way. So if Mr. Brown is qualified for the post that I post, but I don't have an opening for him, I have him in my system
That's
now
his
because
information.
he's put all his information in my system. So when I do get a job opening, what do? I reach out to Mr. Brown. It doesn't matter that he's still job hunting for 6-8 months down the road. What matters is that the perception of the company is that we're constantly growing because
So
when the CEO gets on a call with investors at the end of each quarter, they can say that.
Yep.
So that is
a thing.
kind of
That's definitely a thing.
that's kind of so
Yeah,
when
I
it
work for a
comes
big
to this,
corporation.
I didn't know that.
so here's the
That's crazy.
takeaway.
I'm
I'm going to steal this for a second. Here's the takeaway.
So my logic question is, if I'm an employee, why should I care about that?
You shouldn't.
Okay.
You want that? Listen. Here's the thing. Understand this. See, y'all about to get me on my
That no
soapbox.
one.
Y'all about to get me on my soapbox. Listen.
He's triggered now.
Right.
Employment is a business transaction.
Yes.
That's it. Fuck that family shit. I don't give a fuck if they got a slide at your job.
I said the same thing. I feel you.
Like Google has and all of that. It is business.
Yeah.
That's why they lay you off. That's why they can lay you off with the quickness. Absent, like, listen.
Give no
I
fucks
come
about
from
it.
the ilk of. Listen, the one thing that I do give Verizon props for teaching me is it is business at the end of the day. I seen them motherfuckers walk people out with 22 and a half years on a Friday afternoon. 2.5 years away from their pension with the when somebody got that red folder in their hand at 5 o'clock on a Friday.
Yo, it
they
should be a
asses
law
got
against that,
laid
bro.
the fuck off.
It should be a law against that.
Also-
That's crazy.
Always, well, I was just gonna say, always remember what Joe Rogan said.
I give you somebody that gave 30 years that worked for a hospital and they got laid off. Yeah, I mean, it's like, come on, bro.
They don't,
Like,
care.
Always-
They don't care how long you
With
work.
the-
Also, no, I was just saying, always remember what Joe Rogan says when it comes to a job,
Say
yo.
some bullshit.
Well, huh?
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, seriously, always remember, like, when you're looking for work and you're looking for jobs and stuff, just always remember what Joe Rogan says, yo. Like, they're gonna promise you a family, work-life balance. They're gonna promise you, competitive pay. They're gonna promise you a healthy work life. They're gonna promise you pension, all this kind of stuff. Why? Because they want people to work for them.
You know here's what's crazy? I don't even hear companies talking about work-life balance anymore. I ain't had nan recruiter talk to me about work-life balance since in the last year and a half, and that's because they don't have to. They have the leverage. I had a company.
Wait,
Hey, can I say
this
one thing,
something real
though?
quick? No, let me say something real quick. I don't even want to say the name. It's not who we're talking about. But I don't even want to say the name that break. No. That break. I'm gonna say AT. That breaks that fantasy of work-life balance. If you want a sustainable life, right? A life where you can have a good income and have a great life. There's no such thing as work-life balance.
No, it is.
I know, no.
It is.
I know
It is.
you personally for what you do. There's no such thing as work-life balance.
But that's
you
different,
work.
though.
You work.
That's
Me too.
different.
Me too.
No, so let me say this.
All right, it's not different, but what you're talking about doesn't line up with
So-
the conversation we're talking about as far as like W-2 employees and 4-day versus 6-day work.
And I'll say
So,
this.
but
I'll
that
say
goes
that.
to my point of you always got so.
Can I say this real quick?
Yeah,
though?
yeah. Go ahead.
And I mean, this is really with any job and career that you want.
and
Like,
Flash will have the last point.
All right.
I mean, yes, it's a lot of hurdles, a lot of stuff out there to get you, but like, I hate quoting Charlamagne because I'm not a official. But one of the things I will give him,
Charlamagne the Flash.
Charlotte Gamani.
one thing I'll give him credit for is the one thing he said, which I agree with. He was like, "You don't get what you don't get what you deserve. You get what you negotiate."
Right.
And at
That's
the
a very
end of the
good
day,
point.
it's like,
Very good point.
yo, if your qualifications and the stuff you get built up with are well enough and good enough, then you can kind of help dictate what your terms are, because these companies will use and abuse you as much as they can. So that being said, I mean, the best advice I can give people coming up is get your, and I know it's easier said than done, but this is honestly the best advice I can give you, is get your weight up as best you can, so you can dictate the terms that you are negotiating employment on, so that way you can get the best type of balance that you can. But if you don't do that, then you subject to the will of the employees, and they'll tell you to do whatever is beneficial for them, not what's beneficial for you. So don't go into a agreement thinking they're gonna have your best interest at heart.
But don't you-
dictate your terms for you.
But don't you think? But what's the other side of that? Like, you know, if you're already not even trying to display yourself as a good employee, you have nothing to go.
So I'll
for
say
the
this,
first
right?
point.
And not, again, I'm just using this
I'm
as
gonna say this. No, give me 1 second.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna fuck your head up for a second.
Yeah,
Your success in corporate America don't got shit to do with whether you're a good employee.
I'm not even talking about corporate. I'm not even talking about corporate America, because
Your
I definitely
suc-
understand.
your success
I
in
understand what
your
you're saying
success
there.
in business doesn't have anything to do with whether you're a good employee. Skill means nothing. Think about R&B groups.
Mm-hmm.
Who's
It's a weird joke, but
hey,
okay.
walk with me. I know. Walk with me for a second though. Lead.
I love when you say
the
that.
lead is name a group. Name an R&B group you can think of where the lead singer is the best singer. Exactly. The lead singer
Wait,
is the
Drew Hill,
motherfucker.
Cisco's
No,
not the
Cisco
I was
is.
just about to say
Cisco not.
Cisco
Now I'll give it to
is
Jazz
fuck-
first.
Jazz is classically trained. His voice shits on Cisco, and I am a
I won't
Cisco
say
fan.
Cisco.
He
So-
shits on Cisco. So the reason
Yeah,
I bring
shit.
The reason-
I'm walking with him. I'm walking with him.
the reason I say that is because it's about the value you can bring, and the value you can bring isn't always skill. It's almost never skill. It's all perception. It's all about the it's kind of like the thing that I sent you where the dude was talking about how he did like a sort of like a lease thing for some trucks in order to do the Amazon partner program.
He
in order
made
to
it
do
sound very
deliveries.
easy. I'm like,
No.
No,
yeah.
no,
he
of
was
course
leaving
not.
out so
It's not
much
easy.
shit.
Right, it's not easy, but it's like when it comes to business, that shit is dispassionate, it's neutral. It has nothing to do with feelings. It ain't got nothing to do with if I give a fuck about you. One of the best lessons I learned is I can fire you today and we can go to happy hour that same day and talk about how you feel and what your next moves are.
Vinny's 100% right, and the only thing
As usual.
I would say is the question that you will ask yourself as you're going up or getting employment. The one thing you ask yourself is how replaceable are you? Like to that same group, like with Cisco and Drew Hill.
Yes.
You're right. Cisco
Yes.
may not be the best singer, but good luck replacing Cisco
But
if
that
Cisco
nigga
leaves.
here-
But is that
Exactly.
Not, but is that
No
not
pun intended.
Hold on a second.
But facts though,
Is
so
that not my point?
That was a great song.
Hold on
Great
a
song,
second.
great song.
Is that not my point? Why Cisco was very hard to replace as a. Who the one
you're right.
Who the one that
You're
said
right.
Jazz is the best singer? Who
I
said,
did.
was that you?
I did. I stand on it.
Okay, so Jazz is the best singer. Great.
But he's replaceable. Highly replaceable.
But what?
Yeah.
Because Jazz, who's the hardest? Who's the hardest working person in Drew Hill though?
Cisco, but that
Apparently
doesn't mean he's the best
Nokia.
singer.
No,
Yeah.
but that's not
Nokia
the
was running
point.
stuff behind.
That's not the point. That's not the point. My point is.
Has tattooed on his
Look,
What was that?
We can
Is that Dad?
Nokia.
Is that Dad?
we
Oh,
can,
no,
we
no.
can go down the line.
No, I don't
NSYNC.
wanna get-
Who was the best singer in NSYNC?
J6.
Exactly.
Gay
Was he the lead singer?
No.
Exactly.
Boy, Coley.
So who? But who was the hardest work? It's all.
But that's the point. It
It's
goes to who was
all about
replaceable.
being the
and
hardest
who's not.
worker.
Is it the hardest
We're
worker
saying-
though,
I
or is
don't
it
give
being in the
a
best
look.
position at
I
the right
don't give
time?
a fuck if you a dishwasher, yo. I'm telling you, that's my whole point. And I ain't really. I'm not saying that I did this in my 20s. I worked with you in my 20s.
Mm-hmm.
Was I the hardest worker there? Fuck no.
Neither one of us was.
Yeah, right. But my point is, But
hold on,
and we were very. It was
Can
very
I say
hard
this
to
though?
replace us.
Hold on, but to that point though, right? Like, here's the thing. I will say that when you were working, one of the things you had that a lot of people didn't. Some people did, some people didn't.
Sure.
But one of the things you had was that you got people under control when they were wilding out.
Right.
So, like, to their point, it's like, yo, yeah, everybody can't do that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, you may do some other shit that they don't agree with, but it's like, when we need this done, we know that we can call you. Everybody can't do that.
Oh,
Right,
time
and,
know
out.
what I'm saying?
and
Time
I
out.
appreciate you saying that. But
Time out,
my
time
point,
out.
my point being, is people want even older people that just grow up in this age. They want the reward. Everybody wants to go to heaven, but don't want to go through hell, and that's ridiculous. If you're a dishwasher,
You shouldn't have to. But that's a whole nother. That's a whole
that's
nother
not
thing.
true. That's not true.
How you figure?
If you're a dishwasher, why not be the best dishwasher? No one wants to be a dishwasher, but maybe be the best dishwasher that you can be.
So-
for yourself.
Hold on. Do you
All
think
right,
Donald
B-Lock,
Trump was?
wait, I got this.
Man,
Give me a
one
second.
more question.
Give me a second.
One
I
question.
stole with me for a second. Give me a second. I got a question for you.
Sure.
How good of a software engineer do you think Elon Musk is today? This motherfucker is the CEO of a company that puts rockets on the moon that are reusable.
Do you think Donald Trump
That's
ever washed dishes?
No.
Exactly.
You think he
No,
worked for
but
the
It's not
ground up?
about it. Ain't it,
Stop.
so.
Stop.
You invest a
Because
man that
y'all
washed
going-
dishes?
It's about this.
Y'all going down what I-
You give yourself enough skills. That's cool. But the skills ain't shit.
Yeah,
You can
you're
be
right.
the most skilled motherfucker in the world. The
Right.
skills ain't shit if you don't understand how to market
Yep.
and how to leverage yourself
Absolutely.
so that you
Okay.
can build
Then
so that you can build demand
Absolutely.
for yourself.
Very true.
So
Absolutely.
Very
it's not
true.
about
so
being
are you not the, so okay. If you're gonna market yourself,
Because being skilled
be
to
the
get
best
you.
marketer that you can be. That's what I'm saying. You have to work hard at something. You can't just and I definitely understand. You don't want to give yourself to a machine. That's your point, right? You don't want to give yourself to a corporate cog. I understand that. I'm saying for you personally, if you're gonna show up to work, right? Because you never. My thing is always you never know who's watching. You never know who's noticing what you do. But also, it gives you a great sense of pride as a worker. You know what I'm saying? Nobody wants to.
assuming that's enough for you.
Exactly.
What's that?
Assuming
Exactly.
that's enough for you.
Because here's
but
the
that
thing.
translates
For some
to
people-
other.
for
But
some
that
people,
that
that's
can
enough.
translate to other things.
So, Cash,
I don't know. I don't know what Elon Musk did as his first job ever. I don't know the motherfucker.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
So let's say that you bust tables.
I thought we
right?
were wrapping this up.
We were.
We are 2 minutes. Last point to flash.
So let me ask you a question, right?
Yes.
Let me ask. So let's say you bust tables, right?
Mm-hmm.
So as you're busting tables, you bust every table as hard as you can, and you leave it spotless.
Right.
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 So for every table that you bust, you get $5, right?
Mm-hmm.
For every table that's bust for the person that owns the restaurant, he gets $500.
Say that one more time.
So let's say that for I'll change. So say every table you bust, you get $5, right? But for every table you bust, the person that owns that restaurant gets paid, let's say $500.
Okay.
And he comes to you like, you a good worker, you great boy, you doing it. Keep doing what you doing. And you busting every table. But every time you get paid those $5, he gets paid that $500. You wouldn't feel away about that if you somehow found out what the pay difference was.
Of course you're gonna feel a way about it, but my thing.
And let's say, and that's also, and just to complicate it more, let's say that
Uh-huh.
you're the only one that knows how to bust tables. Not that you're replaceable. Let's say that you're the only one that knows how to bust
So
tables.
it's a scarcity.
Right. So you don't think that it's fair that you get a higher wage because you know how to do what you do, and he's getting paid crazy money, even though you get underpaid crazy, but even though you the only one that knows how to do what you do.
Okay.
You don't think that's fair?
Okay.
Unfair?
All right. So, well, first of all, don't ever use the word fair with me. Life ain't fair. So that goes out the window.
But what do you do about that, though? You know what I'm
that,
saying?
That
Like,
goes out the window automatically.
That's
There's
true.
no such thing as fair. Stop with. There's no such thing as fair.
but should you just
Fair is
take
a
that?
fight.
No, but what I'm saying, this is what I'm saying, because you gotta look. Let's look past the busting tables, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's talk about you for a 2nd
Mm-hmm.
okay? You are a person. You are a person.
I try to be.
I'm laughing because I know where he's about to go.
Okay, that's fair.
No, I'm just gonna say that you're a person. Yes, you're a person that's passionate about what you do.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
right? When you were working at where we worked at,
Mm-hmm.
you were great at it.
Mhm.
You worked hard at it, right?
Mhm.
But you didn't get paid a great wage.
Mm-hmm.
That internalizes in yourself to work hard at the next job that you actually care about.
Nah.
Or actually, no.
I can tell you 100%. The only difference between what I do now versus what I did when we was working together is that if I don't do what I need to do now, people are directly affected by it. Versus back then, like I can come in at 3:30 or whatever the case is, and it'd be fine. You know what I'm saying? But worst case scenario, somebody just gets an attitude and we keep it moving. Like the difference now, if I mess up or I forget something, somebody could possibly lose their life.
Well,
So like
let's
it's
keep
a
it
big
on
difference
Let's keep
between
it on a
them.
simpler level. You were scheduled to work whenever.
Mm-hmm.
You showed up, didn't you?
Mhm.
That's more than most people do nowadays.
Yeah, but if I show up, like let's look at
I disagree
so.
with that.
No.
So my thing is, but
That'll be
me,
another 40 minutes, so let's wrap this up.
right? But my thing is, there were people that now
Did you get the
we'll
last 2 minutes?
so we'll name names, but we'll name names off air. But there are people that showed up every day, did what they're supposed to do, and they didn't get any more appreciation for it than what we did. And I think that's kind of the problem. You know what I'm saying? Like your work ethic and what you bring to the table doesn't always get honored by the bigger companies because they don't
That's
have
very
to.
true.
You know what I'm
You're
saying?
absolutely
So,
right.
like-
But what about you yourself?
But again, me
What
personally,
about you look in
so-
the mirror and say, you know what?
I'ma be honest
I
with
get paid. I don't get paid the best way, but I know that I did a good job.
I'ma be honest
and that's
with you.
going to translate to when I do. Again, I don't want to. Apparently, Melody's have a problem with Joe Rogan, but like,
I like Joe Rogan.
okay, good. When he said when you work extremely hard at something you hate, how much easier is it to work extremely hard at something you love?
But here's the thing, and I'm not taking away nothing from that. But here's the thing: I've seen people
You got
that have
2 minutes.
worked
You got 2
for
minutes.
that's cool. But I've seen people work 18 years at a job and then lose all of their pensions behind a 401k that tanked, and the company ain't got no answer for you. I done seen people work. You got a 20-year retirement, and you got the year 17, and they fire you off something stupid because they don't want to pay you your pension.
Right.
So my thing is, I hear you, but my thing is, when you meet them there, companies don't always show you that same love back. So my only point being is that once you meet your end,
Right?
and you see, and when you see people meet their end of the bargain, and other people will meet their end of the bargain, it makes you not want to meet your end because you see what they do to people that do meet their end. And that's how a lot of the country is feeling right now. It was like, yo, I can give you these years, but what are you going to give me to show for it?
Right.
And if they feel like you're not getting nothing to show for it, then why am I working all these years? And I think that's why people are trying to be influencers and everything else.
I absolutely agree with you. And I'll tell you what, I'm sorry, I know that I'm going past it too. Why are you looking at me like that?
What?
I know,
Silly.
I absolutely I absolutely understand. I encourage people all the time to embrace the gift that God gave you. If you're good at you're good at being a tough person, that translates to you being great in the field of EMT, right?
Mm-hmm.
My man over here, the greatest at trips ever,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Trip King.
One day he's gonna be the guy to go to for trips.
Mm-hmm.
Melody's over here has talent for me.
Superwoman, I do all the shit.
I hear that. Big energy over here.
She's great. She is great at she's great at cloud chasing. My man Vinny over here. From being he can drink you under the table. No,
Exactly.
No, he can't.
All I'm saying, but my point.
Dang! Melody said you still owe us some shots. Like, yo.
Melody.
All I'm saying,
Don't bring
Listen,
that
when
up.
I
All I'm
log into
saying-
Nelnet, it says the melodies
Don't
was
bring
wrong.
that up.
all I'm saying is that I didn't realize until much later in life if I worked much harder at the things that I hated, and this has nothing. I'm trust me. I'm telling you. I understand what you're saying. You don't work hard to be a cog. I'm saying for yourself because it's gonna pay up later in life. As far as what you want to do in life, you know what I'm saying? Like it sucks to be a bus boy, but if you be the best bus boy you can be, that internal work ethic is gonna stay with you for the rest of your life. You know what I'm saying? So
These degrees.
All I'm saying is,
Keep me.
when we
she,
shake,
let's say she
Can I-
brings up the
Can I say one thing real
She's
quick?
joking.
Yeah.
She brings up degrees, right? So like.
Can I say
you don't
one thing
want to
real-
be a bus. No, I'm just
Go
gonna
ahead,
say
go ahead.
you don't want to be a busboy. You don't want to be a busboy, right? So you're like, yo, fuck this shit. Like I work extremely hard at being a busboy, and I get this scenario you said. So I'm a bust my ass, man, to get this degree. Like whether this degree gets me the payday I want is a different story. But I know me personally, I can look myself in the mirror and be like, yo, I worked extremely hard to get somewhere, to get somewhere in this life. You know what I'm saying? That's it. That's all I'm saying.
All right. So I think the takeaway from this conversation is this: work hard, have a good work ethic, but also
Keep one eye open.
Understand.
Keep one eye open. Absolutely.
Understand the 3 rules of business: find the void, fill the void, count the money.
That's my dating life, actually.
okay.
I can see. Okay. I see where you're going with that. That's another episode. All right, Bear
I don't
Planners.
even want him to explain.
So we want to. It's pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah, it really is.
But
really
all
is.
right, Beer Planners. We want to thank you again for enjoying us on another engaging episode. 100 an hour and 29-minute runtime. That's pretty good. I like that.
For us,
I like
yeah.
that. That was a good run. I think it was pretty engaging. Be sure.
Like Kendrick, we cut it down. But go ahead.
Be sure to follow. Be sure to continue. Be sure to continue to support us
You know what, yo?
on the YouTube and social platforms.
Honestly,
Despite what Flash says, follow us on Instagram
Honestly?
at the Beer Plans Podcast.
family matters, man. I'll tell you, man.
Make
delete
sure
the process.
make sure you do like BRJOH16 and follow Champagne Poppy. That feels weird to say about another grown man's Instagram account, but whatever.
You know what, Flash? I challenge you to 50 push-ups.
Drop and give me 50. But and also make sure you stay on the lookout for the Messy Shit YouTube channel. I'm just throwing it out in the air.
I ain't mad at that.
I'm just putting
I'm
it,
not
I'm just
mad
putting
at
it
that.
in the ether.
I think I like
I'm not
that.
mad at
I got visions.
Short clips.
Not mad at that.
I'd love to see that.
Messy clips. That's
Messy
what it
clips.
is.
I like that.
Let's go.
All right. Until next
I'm
time.
not mad at that.
Be on the
I'm not
lookout
mad
for
at that.
messy clips, bitches.
Until next time, Beer Planners. Peace.
Peace.
We out.
Did Drake win?